first visited Boston, Lauren picked me up from the T station doing a familiar four-wheel skid. And she takes me to the house, and I'm shocked to see on the wall an old bit of artwork I'd made for my peers and mentors, art that I had sent to Chris, who has been both of those things to me in my life. She had discovered this little block print in Chris's stuff and bothered to have it framed and put on the wall, and I was instantly impressed. Throughout my visit, I began to hope they'd get married. Not solely due to my arrogant desire to occupy their wall space, but because they have a complementary nature that fits so well. The only thing left for the rest of us to do is support their union.
Now the scene unfolds, and the endless stories told, and we simply play a part. My soul and
Oh, how beautiful!
Thank you. Getting married today.
Pretty.
Thanks, Dad. You look
One of the
great. We're all gonna
prerequisites
get
for
married
anyone who
tonight.
wanted to marry my sister, they had to be close to their family. After Lauren started dating Chris, she soon discovered how funny and close-knit his family is. Just ask them about their unique Christmas exchanges. I'll let you guys take that one. Thank you for welcoming Lauren into your heart and your family with love and humor. I am truly thankful for Lauren and Chris for creating such a beautiful wedding. Right? I mean, pretty crazy. When people would ask me, what's your sister's wedding like? I'm like, colorful, bright, fun, happy. I really couldn't describe it, but now all I have to do is post a reel on Instagram and everyone can see it. So I'm good on that. It's been a great honor to be by your side, sis. I'm looking forward to being part of all the beautiful journeys you and Chris share together. I'd like to raise a glass to the burning love of Lauren and Chris.
You look amazing.
Where I realized it was the right time to propose. I was driving from Grass Valley to Reno for the burn in 2017. And I had a 2-hour drive. And I remember stopping on that drive and starting to look up people that could make rings while I was driving. And that was very memorable. Like I was doing that drive across, going to a burn together. That was really
Okay. Hi. Ready to get married? You look amazing. You look so good.
That they can't be here today. I wanted your grandchild to be with you today, and so we're gonna pin it inside your jacket.
No. Thank you.
No.
funny.
You got all 3 flags?
I know.
Welcome again. I have a few things to say before the actual ceremony. It's been approved. I met Chris via Burning Man, and in my experience, he's always had an interestingly nuanced, darkly amused, and dry view of this world that, through no fault of his own, he finds himself ensconced in. I appreciate that. If something interests him, he devotes himself to it, whether a person, a job, or a project. The longer I've known him, the more interesting he gets. If we could only execute 1% of the crazy ideas that we've discussed over the years, the world would be, well, perhaps not better, but at least a much more interesting place. To me, Chris seems to enjoy the world in 2 ways, as the experience it is, and as an opportunity to learn about that experience. More people should be like Chris. Lauren, I also met via Burning Man. She strode into a Burning Man meet and greet, open and cautious in equal measures, a seeming contradiction. We struck up a conversation right away, and I knew that our discussions about the kind of creative adventures that Burning Man provides would guarantee that she would return. Our conversations and adventures have not stopped since. As her friendship has matured, I've witnessed her become a supporting and wisecracking figure amongst her adoptive Boston family. She has not loathed to cast a critical eye and or voice on you if she feels that you have stepped over the bounds of crazy. But is also very supportive of just the right amount of crazy. More people should be like Lauren.
It doesn't interest me what you do for a living. I want to know what you ache for and if you dare to dream of meeting your heart's longing. It doesn't interest me how old you are. I want to know if you will risk looking like a fool for love, for your dream, for the adventure of being alive. It doesn't interest me what planets are squaring your moon. I want to know if you have touched the center of your own sorrow, if you have been opened by life's betrayals or become shriveled and closed from fear from further pain. I want to know if you can sit with pain, mine or your own, without moving to hide it or fade it or fix it. I want to know if you can be with joy, mine or your own. If you can dance with wildness and let the ecstasy fill you to the tips of your fingers and toes without cautioning us to be careful, be realistic, remember the limitations of being human. It doesn't interest me if the story you are telling me is true. I want to know if you can disappoint another to be true to yourself. If you can bear the accusation of betrayal and not betray your own soul. If you can be faithless and therefore trustworthy. I want to know if you can see beauty even when it is not pretty every day. And if you can source from your own life its presence. I want to know if you can live with failure, yours and mine, and still stand at the edge of the lake and shout to the silver of the full moon, yes. It doesn't interest me to know where you live or how much money you have. I want to know if you can get up after the night of grief and despair, weary and bruised to the bone, and do what needs to be done to feed the children. It doesn't interest me who you are, who you know, or how you came to be here. I want to know if you will stand in the center of the fire with me and not shrink back. It doesn't interest me where or what or with whom you have studied. I want to know what sustains you from the inside when all else fails away. I want to know if you can be alone with yourself, and if you truly like the company you keep in empty moments.
I joke with my family all of the time that if we were on The Amazing Race, a show about racing around the world and solving puzzles and challenges, my siblings and I would be a dream team. And while I think we would absolutely kill it, I think they know there's only one travel companion for me. I love your brain, the way it can think and triangulate the way to go and the timing to the second. You always come up with ingenious plans, and honestly, you're almost always right. My friends who have traveled with me know I'm more like a golden retriever, getting lost and not really lost, bringing you back something shiny, and constantly exploring. I'm a rocket shooting off wildly, and you're a navigation system. And I know I can trust you, and that I'm safe with you. When you say yes and no, you follow through. You're principled, constant, and true. And I trust in our future and the ability to handle it based on the strength of your character alone. I'm not afraid of what's next when I'm with you.
Ditto. From the first moment I met you, I know you'd be an important person in my life. At first, it was not clear if we were going to be friends or have a relationship, or if we would end up standing here today taking these vows. But clarity came quickly, and I knew I would be spending the rest of my life with you. If the last few years are any indication, it will be an amazing life. We've already had so many crazy adventures together and so many experiences, and we have been so many different people together. We've gotten to travel the world, we've gotten to race cars, touch lava, hitchhike in the mountains of Kyrgyzstan, and stand in front of a massive flaming effigy. But more than that, we've gotten to be burners. We change because life is always changing. Sometimes for the better, sometimes for worse, but every change requires us to tear ourselves down and rebuild ourselves again. I vow to always rebuild with you.
For these witnesses, you have pledged your union by the authority vested in me by the state of Rhode Island. I now pronounce you finally married.
Times and places.
And you're all invited to a reception.